So we have said the short forms are the puns, the short forms are the puns, the proverbs, the puns, the proverbs, the tongue twisters, the riddles. So question number one, you categorize. Question number two is the features. Question number three is the sound patterns, especially the tongue twisters, the sound patterns used. Question number three is the sound patterns. Question number four is the function. Question number four is the function. Question number five, when are they performed? Question number five, when are they performed? Question number six, for the riddles, you'll be told to give the riddling process. You'll be told to give the riddling process. How many stages are in the riddling process? 6. Number one, invitation or the challenge. Number two, number three, number four, number five, number six. So number three, we said it is number four. Number five. And then the last one. So each will have a mark on itself. So it's usually 6 marks, the riddling process. And then for a question as in the proverbs may be given to, you may be told to give another example. So the proverb will be told to give another example. If you are given a stitch in time saves 9, which another example is similar to that? An example which is similar to a stitch in time saves 9. Oral literature from one work. Yes? 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 Another one? So refresh your minds with the proverbs. As you revise, remember to check on the proverbs. So those are the short forms. Those are the short forms in the oral literature, which are usually tested in paper 1. And then the last part of the oral skills, these are the debates. We can have the debate. The debate preparation. How do you prepare for debate? We have questions for before and during. How do you prepare for debate? By doing what? How do you prepare for debate? Debate is in Form 1 work. Excelling book 1, yes? You research on the topic. You research on the topic. Number 2. Yes? You organize your points in a logical manner. Number 3. Number 3, so make sure as you revise, make sure you revise on that. You revise on debate, you revise on interviews. You revise on interrupting courteously. You prepare on debate, the before and during, the interviews before and during. Disagreeing politely. How do we disagree politely? You prepare on negotiation skills. Negotiation skills is Form 4 work. Paying attention. How do you pay attention? You also revise on nonverbal cues in communication. On public speaking. Taking part in discussions. Giving and receiving instructions. Directions. Bad reading habits. Personal space. When should you respect people's personal space? When should you respect people's personal space? During interviews. Personal space. When you are queuing for services, for example, in the bank. When you're sharing public utilities. Those are the different ways or the different situations in which you should keep personal space. When you are greeting people, you do not hold their hands for a long time. There are people who have that habit. When you are greeting the elderly, the elders and the leaders. So those are just a few of the situations in which we maintain personal space. You remember to revise on telephone etiquette. And then the etiquette, politeness. So in all of those, you may be given a question, and then in the question, you are asked, imagine you are the leader of a discussion group in your class. How could you ensure that the discussion is fruitful? How would you ensure? In your answers, the word would should be there. If it is not there, minus half a mark. Are we together? Yes. So if you are told you are given such, you can use the word I would, and then you have a semicolon, and then you number them, or you can use the I would in all the sentences. In other situations, you are given a dialogue, a conversation between two people, and then it is a telephone dialogue. There is the caller, there is the receiver, and then after that you are told to pick out the telephone etiquette, any indicator of a good telephone etiquette in that, or you are told to pick out if that person is not practicing, if that person is not following the rules of telephone etiquette. So it is not that you'll be given a sentence to answer. You can be given a situation, and then out of that situation, you are told to pick the ways in which you will follow the discussion group, the ways in which you follow the etiquette in a discussion group. So either way, make sure you prepare. The best way is to have your points with you, so that any of the ways they bring the question, you are able to discuss. And with that, it comes to the end of my presentation. So let me have questions, clarifications, if you need any clarification, questions. Yes? Yes? Date is not, when I say date is not part of the address. So that is the format of the friendly letters. Number one is the address. So what is your address? What is, let me ask you, give me your address. So your school is? Mm-hmm. 13. And the town is Machakos. So today is what date? 20? Exactly. So you can use an institutional address. An institutional address, Machakos Girls, and you capitalize the first letter. Machakos should be in capital letter. The other words should be in small letter. Girls should be in capital letter. The other words should be in small letters. Post office box, P capital letter, O capital letter, and B capital letter. The other one should be in small letters. And then Machakos should be in capital letter. The Machakos after the address. I was saying your name is not part of the address. If, for example, you are not a member of Machakos School or Machakos Girls, you are not part of them, and then you are using your home address. That is how you are going to use your home address. You are going to write post office box 13 Machakos. That is your address. Your name is never part of the address. And then the date is not part of the address. That is why we are jumping a line to write the date. In the punctuation, you can decide to punctuate. You can leave it the way it is. But the punctuation, if it is a friendly letter, in the other part of the salutation, you will come to say, dear, you are writing this letter to, not friends, dear mother. And then a comma. So if you decide not to punctuate your address, this is the way it should look like. So you do not punctuate it, and the only place you are supposed to punctuate is salutation. Under salutation, you have to say, dear mother, dear Jane, dear John, and then a comma should follow. In the closing tag, if you are writing, dear Jane, remember in the closing tag, we are supposed to use yours sincerely. Yours sincerely, comma, and then name. Do not use initials. You write two words, Jane Mutua, Alice Mudoni, two words in the closing tag. So you are sincerely, comma. If the comma is not there, everything becomes wrong. If in the salutation, the comma is not there, the one mark for salutation will not be there. If you write your name, for example, this post office box 13, you write your name. If this was Alice Mutua in your address, you write Alice Mutua post office box 13, the one mark for address is gone. So you follow the rules of the letter writing up to the letter. That is the rule. There is no name in the address, but with the institution, you can use an institution name in the address. Any other question? Yes? It is very right. You can punctuate, you can fail to punctuate. The one I've written is not punctuated. You can as well punctuate. Yes. But then if you punctuate the first line, of course, then the Alice is wrong. If you punctuate, if you decide to punctuate post office box and then it is wrong, it is a comma, and you fail to punctuate Machakos, it becomes wrong. So if it is punctuating, make sure you punctuate everything. If you leave it, leave it. But when you punctuate and then you leave the other one, it becomes wrong. Any other question? Yes?
Let's go one by one. We're used the mic here. Just ask your question.
Okay, after salutation, are you supposed to skip a line?
You can skip, you can.
Okay. Let us take several questions and then you can respond to all of them. Is that okay?
Yes.
We'll go in a systematic manner. So let's start with yours.
Okay, after salutation, are you supposed to skip a line?
Okay. Give it
When you talked about two entries in the email and the recipe, you meant that you first read the email and then you write the recipe when you write it.
Another one. Be loud for others who are out there listening.
You're supposed to frame what this the given recipe. Say that when you're writing a recipe, you frame your work. So is this
Writing, is it a must to write the specific publisher of the book?
if we have which items do we order in something like
Be loud.
which items do we order in something like how long is it?
Okay, so let's one last one here, and then we will now allow others to ask.
So on the book review, are we supposed to like write our favorite character and all that, or it's different?
Okay, please let's mute our microphones. Those of us who are here. And here the mute microphone that are on.
So the question number 1 was about the salutation. If this is my margin, and then my dear Alice is there, and then I punctuate, I start immediately from there in the next line. So if you are using the block format, you write the first paragraph, the second one, you start your sentence from there. So you don't jump a line, you just start immediately with your writing. And then the question number 2 was the entries in. The question number 2 was the entries in the email. This is my email. 2. What is the format 2? Yes? From date, subject. You can either CC, it will depend with the question. You can either CC or you can leave it the way it is. 2, ngonyowambua@gmail.com from, and then you write the date and the subject. If you are sending a recipe, our subject will be recipe. And then you come down here, dear Anne. You write your email to Anne, and then you write regards, comma, and then your name, Mutua. Is that okay? And then you frame, before you frame that. So before you write regards, you will talk about something. Please find attached a copy of the best African food we have around, something like that. So that is your email. You write that, you frame that, and then that is done. And then after you have written that, the next thing you are going to write is the recipe now. You start with the, and then you continue. Number 1, 2, 3, and then you come to the method. Okay, so they should be 2 different things. So that is question 2. Are you answered? Yes. Question 3, somebody is asking about the compositions, the functional writings we frame. So which ones do we frame and which ones do we don't frame? You all have those notes in your book. So which ones do we frame? We start with the personal writings. Which ones do we frame? Shopping list, packing list, reminders, I'm waiting, and a diary. A diary you can frame, and in the book, the diary books will always find it framed. So we have diaries, we have reminders, we have shopping list, and then we have packing list. In the social writing, which one do we frame? Invitation cards. Which one do we frame? Thank you note, condolence note, congratulatory notes. We frame them. And remember, they usually have an address. Okay? Yes, they will always have an address. So we frame them. Thank you note, condolence note, congratulatory note. Which is the other one? Email we frame. Directions we also frame. Directions, instructions to family and friends we frame. Public writing. Yes? Public writing. The filling in forms, it is usually framed. Which is the other one? Book review. We frame book review, yes. Public writing. Institutional writing, we have public notice, posters, adverts, inventories. And the notification of meeting can come in different ways. It can be in a notice, it can be an email, it can be an internal memo. You can send it as a letter. So you can use either of them. And yes, CV, no?
Ask for the sake of other schools. Yes, when you ask asking for the sake of other schools.
Do we frame the CV?
No, we don't frame the CV.
Okay, so I think we now want to allow, we want to take one question from you, then we allow others who to ask, then we come back again to ourselves so that we also give our brothers and sisters out there a chance to ask, isn't it? Yeah.
I had asked, is it a must to rate the specific publisher of the book when you're writing a book review?
It is part of the format, yes.
The specific one.
The exact.
Yes.
You can play around with publishers.
What of the number of pages?
The number of pages, a page and a half, a page is enough. In a page, you'll have written enough for a book review. There's somebody had asked the characters, you have to write them, at least two. Two of the main characters, you have to write them. What is the difference between a synopsis and a book review? Book review, yes?
Wait.
A book review.
Okay, a book review is where you write about how the book is, the main key, the key points, and you can mention your likes and dislikes about the book. While in the synopsis, it's like a brief summary about the
What
book.
do you include in the synopsis?
It's like a plot.
Yes. So in the book review, you can criticize. You can criticize the book and then you give the strengths and the weaknesses. What is the major weakness of